Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will Sasha's baby get paternity rewrite? A new father candidate emerges? According to General Hospital rumors, Sasha Gilmore Corbin will finally have the opportunity to become a mother, but the timing is unfortunate given Michael Corinthos' departure from the program. This would have been an excellent opportunity for Sasha and Michael to reunite as a true couple, but that isn't going to happen, at least not now. The possibility of Chad Duell reprising his role as Michael is being considered, but no recasting is planned at this time. With Michael off canvas for the foreseeable future, there is potential for a rewrite if that is the direction the show want to follow. Could this lead to a paternity twist? It's not like Sasha had a DNA test to prove anything, and DNA results don't really matter on soap operas. We only have Sasha's word that Michael is her baby's father, but what if she later remembers hooking up with someone else as well? It would be simple for the show to include a fresh faux flashback revealing Sasha slept with another man who might be the baby daddy instead. Chad Duell even mentioned this possibility on a recent edition of the Daily Drama podcast, saying it would be intriguing if it turned out Sasha also slept with Jason Morgan. Steve Burton did not like the notion, but there is no denying that it would add another element of drama. Michael would most certainly ask Jason to look after pregnant Sasha while he recovers elsewhere, thus a paternity rewrite would be intriguing if the baby is Jason's instead. Perhaps another father candidate is still out there. If Sasha finally remembers a second drunken hookup, they may introduce a hot new figure to the canvas. What if Michael wasn't the only guy Sasha slept with around the time the kid was conceived? Whatever the case, Michael is about to leave, so we wouldn't blame the GH writers if they wanted to rewrite the tale and incorporate another father potential for Sasha's unborn kid. It may take the tale in a completely new path, so perhaps some writing updates could begin. General Hospital spoilers claim Sasha's baby news will make headlines in the following months, so we'll make additional predictions about what the future holds. The return of General Hospital's spoiler suggests a major shakeup in Port Charles. It's not just the chill in the air that will send shivers down our spines in the coming days on General Hospital. Ms. Wu returns this week, according to Soap Opera Digest. And wherever she goes, disaster follows. The timing of the lady mobster's reappearance is particularly noteworthy, given it follows the explosion at Sonny's apartment, which left Michael in serious difficulties. If Selena is behind the attack, she should start thinking about what attire goes best with cement shoes, because she won't be able to hide anywhere in Port Charles. Sonny will bury her even faster than he buried Kate's. Before Brad told us that his aunt had determined he wasn't a good match for the business, we expected him to be dragged into duty as the Triad's new leader. However, Selena's return and potential punishment suggests that a power vacuum in Port Charles is about to emerge. With Sonny trying to leave the mafia, and there are plenty of other options, it's unlikely that he'll seize Selena's land. So, who will take over? One idea: introduce Stephanie Hobart from One Life to Live. Don't you remember her? In the early 1990s, she was taken in by her uncle, mafioso Carlo Hesser, whom she later shot after discovering that he had murdered her FBI informant father. She was sentenced to life in jail, but under soap opera law, she would most likely be free and clear by now. Stephanie was whisked away to Mexico without having to serve time. Since Robin Griggs died in 2022, the part would have to be replaced. However, this opens the door to a drastic reimagining of the character as a mafia donna on par with Carly, Ava, the late Faith Roscoe, and Claudia Zaccara. Imagine how Jessica Serfati, Catherine Isabel, or Bethany Joy Lenz would interpret such a plum part. Prudent warnings, custody arguments, and desperate measures. Coming up on General Hospital, Lucky Spencer issues a prudent warning, Drew Quartermain sparks a custody battle, and Carly Spencer must take desperate measures. General Hospital spoilers: arresting development Jocelyn Jacks arrived to the Port Charles Police Department with what appears to be an order for Commissioner Anna Devane. She is certain of herself and her information when she urges her to obtain a warrant and arrest Cyrus Renault. Anna will question a suspect, most likely Cyrus, despite the fact that he is currently simply a person of interest with no physical evidence linking him to the crimes. That is, unless Jack Brennan cooperates and shares the images taken at Rice Plaza of him stabbing Dex Heller. Perhaps this time he is cooperative because he is the one who led Jocelyn on a trail of breadcrumbs for information. Emma Scorpio Drake describes herself to her great-aunt Felicia Scorpio, who listens intently. Emma is also serious, telling her that she makes her own decisions and that they will never alter. When Emma initially arrived in town, there was quite the commotion among the Scorpios, and Anna discovered she had been dismissed from college. Robin Scorpio Drake had no idea about it, which was definitely not cool. Anna confronted her granddaughter, but Emma's interaction with Felicia suggests it didn't go well. General Hospital spoilers, cautious warnings. Lucky may still be at Elizabeth Baldwin's house, where Lucas Jones had previously appeared, discussing Michael Corinthos' digitalis dose. Lucas wanted Elizabeth to know that she is no longer under suspicion, nor will she be, because she is suspended from GH until the mystery is solved. With the information Jocelyn had previously spoken with Lucky, they speculated that Cyrus was responsible for the digitalis deaths, but they couldn't exactly connect the dots. Elizabeth appears to want to conduct her own research into Cyrus, and Lucky is aware of how dangerous he is despite having been away from Port Charles for years. He is serious when he tells her he doesn't want her anywhere near him. GH spoilers, custody arguments. Meanwhile, Drew is battling with Alexis Davis and attempting to shut her down. He does not want his daughter to be with Alexis. Alexis looks shocked and horrified as he tries to persuade her that Willow Corinthos could be just what Emily Scout Quartermain needs. She needs stability, but she won't get it in DC with her father. If she stays in Port Charles with Danny Morgan and Rocco Falconeri, as well as her grandmothers and aunts, she will have it. General Hospital spoilers, desperate measures. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Carly is in shock as Jason Morgan and Sasha Corbin watch. Willow has banned Michael's family from visiting him in the ICU or having any control over his medical care, using him as a bargaining tool. Tracy Quartermain terminated Nina Reeves and Sonny Corinthos' agreement. Tracy most certainly had no knowledge of the plan, yet she refused to allow Willow have the children since they were Quartermains. Carly is stressing out, telling Jason and Sasha she needs to do something because Drew hasn't given her any options. GH spoilers, dangerous games. There are a lot of dangerous games going on in Port Charles right now, but Trina Robinson notices something really scary during a football game on TV. She's with Gio Palmieri at what appears to be the Red Dog Bar, screaming in terror at the wall-mounted television. She appears terrified by what appears to be a tackle, possibly because she is unsure of what is going on. Kai Taylor looks to have been injured on the football field, as she cries, "Kai's not getting up." Who is Michael's father on General Hospital? On soap operas, family trees may be quite tangled, leaving fans wondering how particular characters are related to one another. For example, while it is evident that Carly is Michael's mother, some General Hospital fans may wonder who Michael's father is. So, let us clear things up for you. The quick explanation is that Michael's father is AJ Quartermain, but like many other children in Port Charles, his paternity was concealed at birth, resulting in a slew of drama when the truth was revealed. When Carly Benson found out she was pregnant, she chose to tell AJ was unfit to be the father of her child, and she named Jason Morgan as the baby daddy. After Michael was born, Jason and Robin Scorpio raised him because Carly was suffering from postpartum depression. When the baby was christened, Emily Quartermain and Mike Corbin were named godparents. Things grew worse when Carly's ex, Tony Jones, kidnapped Michael, prompting Robin to eventually confess to AJ the reality that he is the boy's real father. Once Michael was secure, Carly attempted to raise him alongside AJ. However, that fragmented family never really came together, and she married Sonny Corinthos, who later pushed AJ to relinquish all parental rights over Michael and adopt the boy himself. When AJ was murdered, young Michael was first accused of murdering his biological father, but it turned out he had simply observed Dr. Asher Thomas do the crime. As a teenager, Michael was astonished to learn that AJ was still alive, and he became closer to his father while they sought to take over ELQ. However, believe AJ Sonny was sentenced to prison after he shot Kate in cold blood. Michael, horrified, temporarily changed his surname to Quartermain to separate himself from the Corinthos family name. Sonny and Michael have always had a rocky relationship, yet they remain father and son. And, to be honest, that is pretty standard in soap operas. Cameron Matheson predicts Drew's future with Willow at General Hospital. Find out why he is cheering for them. Cameron Matheson discussed his character's narrative. He was astonished by the hostile reaction to Drew, especially given his turbulent connection with Willow. Despite the immediate criticism, the General Hospital star remains on their side. From hero to villain, Matheson is most recognized for his portrayal as Ryan Lavery in All My Children. He was seen as the show's hero. Ryan had a brief moment of darkness, but it was nothing compared to Drew's turn on GH. He rose to prominence as one of the soap's most villainous characters. During an interview with Woman's World, Matheson described what it was like to play his new alter persona. "It was a dramatic change," Matheson remarked. "What struck me the most was how the rest of Port Charles spoke about Drew. People despised him. With everything the Quartermaines, Jason, and Sonny have done, a little adultery is making Drew the evilest person alive." In What's Next for Drew and Willow, Matheson commented on Drew's future with Willow. He revealed that he is a great supporter of their relationship. Matheson raved about what could be one of the greatest love stories of all time. Of course, it didn't start like that. Drew had a passionate romance with Willow when he was married. Matheson remains hopeful that this young couple will have a happy ending. "I love love stories, and this could be the making of a really cool one if the show decides to do that," she said. In soaps, sometimes love stories start with complete dysfunction, mistakes, and betrayal, and everyone freaks out, but then the couple comes together. The soap actress would want to see the couple against the world. However, not all great romances last on soaps. This one could be short-lived. But who knows? Drew and Willow could beat the odds. What are your opinions about their future together? Let us know in the comments section. Push to the edge. Get ready for anything with today's General Hospital spoilers. Jocelyn wants Anna to make an arrest, Emma confronts Felicia, Lucky attempts to defend Liz, Trina is concerned about Kai, Drew argues his case, and Carly goes to extremes. Jocelyn's search for justice has taken her to Dex's murderer, and she rushes to the police station to persuade Anna to take action. "Get a warrant and arrest Cyrus Renaud," she says. Of course, Anna can't do much without concrete evidence, which Joss currently lacks. Emma made a big impression when she returned to Port Charles, and Felicia is now realizing that the feisty young woman isn't the nice little child she recalls. "I make my own choices," Emma declares. And that's never gonna change. Lucky wants to help clear Liz's name and locate the true killer of the hospital patients, but he is also concerned about her safety. "I don't want you going anywhere near him," the man says. But will Liz listen? Trina rushes to her feet in fright while watching the PCU football game with Gio on a TV in a bar. "Kai isn't getting up," she shouts. Could the superstar QB have gravely hurt himself? Concerned about her granddaughter, Alexis sits down with Drew, but the conversation appears to be one-sided. "Willow might be exactly what Scout needs," Drew says. But it doesn't appear that Alexis has the same excitement. All Carly wants to do is care for Michael and make sure he heals from his injuries so he can live his life, but Drew's insistence on Willow using her medical proxy to make decisions for herself has pushed her to the limit. "Drew hasn't given me a choice," Carly explains to Sasha and Jason. "I need to do something, but how far will she go?" Sonny is Cyrus bait. Can GH heart patient help Isaiah catch Digitalis killer? General Hospital spoilers suggest that Sonny Corinthos and Isaiah Gannon may collaborate on a perilous scheme. Could Sonny's next hospital stay be the key to catching Cyrus Renaud red-handed? Isaiah saved Michael Corinthos from certain death by counteracting the Digitalis dose he got, but a killer remains at large. Of course, GH fans are aware that Cyrus is responsible for Michael's near-fatal injection. Cyrus had already killed other victims, including Sam McCall and Dex Heller. Isaiah isn't sure who is to blame just yet, but he knows Cyrus is shady and has been causing problems at the hospital. Since Felicia Scorpio's bell memory now points to Cyrus for Dex's stabbing, Isaiah may receive updates and suspect Cyrus attempted to finish him off. Whatever the case, the clues will begin to pile up and lead in Cyrus' direction. The timing is interesting because Sonny is dealing with some heart troubles that could lead to him being a patient at GH soon. What happens when Sonny is defenseless in a hospital bed? Cyrus will undoubtedly be unable to resist going after his biggest enemy and attempting to administer another lethal digitalis overdose. The show may exaggerate the risk, making it appear as if Cyrus intends to kill Sunny. Instead, perhaps Sunny and Isaiah will explain that they have devised a trap, possibly with the help of the PCPD. This would be an excellent opportunity for Sunny to act as the ultimate bait for Cyrus. Once Sunny is hospitalized as a new patient, he could appear to be unconscious in order to catch Cyrus in the act. It's easy to see Anna Devane joining in the commotion and emerging with her weapon drawn. Cyrus may be made to drop his digitalis bottle before being brought into police custody. Our projections indicate that Cyrus will be backed into a corner. Sunny could be an important component in Cyrus' downfall, so we'll keep you updated on how things progress. According to General Hospital spoilers, Cyrus may receive horrible news when he least expects it. Chad Duell says General Hospital didn't need to leave the door open for his return. Duell expressed his opinion about Michael catching fire. As Michael's exit from General Hospital approaches, his portrayer, Chad Duell, discusses it and explains that the show did not have to write it the way they did. Leave the door open during the second segment of Duell's episode of State of Mind, hosted by co-star and on-screen father Maurice Benard. The actor disclosed the reason for his impending departure. The core of it all is just taking some time away, he stated, detailing the recent upheavals in his life since becoming a father and then losing his father unexpectedly. Then you're thankful to Frank Valentini for allowing the opportunity to come back. He didn't need to do that, Benard said after Duell revealed how GH's executive producer left the door open for his comeback. I know how fortunate I am for that, so I'm grateful, Duell informed him. The co-stars also discussed the explosive way Michael was written off. Many viewers have expressed unhappiness with the storyline in which Michael is the victim of an attack on Sunny and ends up on fire and in GH's burn unit. However, Duell has a very different take on the story. I'm glad they did that, Duell said of the fire. In terms of a common scenario, what if I get shot or blow up and disappear, he stated, likely alluding to how GH wrote Morgan out in 2016, when the character was blown up in a car and never seen again. Very well done, Benard said. The fire they had and how the guy burned up and all that, he remarked, alluding to Duell's stuntman. The walls are closing in on Cyrus, and Drew is losing touch with reality. On the next GH, Emma sets Felicia straight, Lucky is concerned about Liz's safety, and Cyrus is caught in the crossfire. Scorpio Drake had a difficult conversation with Felicia Scorpio. Jocelyn Jax wants Cyrus Renault's arrest. Plus, Lucky Spencer warns Elizabeth Liz Baldwin. Continue reading, and let's discuss what's coming up in today's episode. Drew Kane Quartermain vs Alexis Davis. GH teasers indicate that Drew will continue to speak with everyone concerning Willow Tate Corinthos. Drew appears to be obsessed, since he frequently mentions his love. Drew's furious expression reminds me of Tom Cruise, who began yelling about his love for a much too young Katie Holmes. Drew's activities are becoming more daring, and he is actually pushing everyone away. Even Drew's supporters and friendships are fraying. In a sample clip, Alexis fights to stop snorting her tea as Drew explains how Willow is precisely what his daughter requires. Wait, what is Drew proposing here? Sasha Gilmore, Corbin, and Jason Morgan will approach Carly Spencer in the episode Carly Spencer Confronted on General Hospital. Carly explains to Jason and Sasha that she has no option. Fans are aware that Sasha had just returned after attempting to stop Willow from taking the children. Liz Baldwin cautioned General Hospital spoilers predict that Lucky will continue to discuss the hospital fatalities with Liz. Liz will want to find out the facts as quickly as possible. Liz's goal goes beyond simply clearing her name. Liz genuinely cares about the patients, and if someone is killing them, she wants it stopped. Lucky, on the other hand, does not want Liz to interact with Cyrus. General Hospital spoilers, in today's episode, it is also revealed that Jocelyn will visit the police department. Jocelyn demands Anna Devane obtain a warrant and arrest Cyrus. Anna might bring Cyrus in later this week to question a suspect. Emma also faces up against Felicia. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson leaps forward and yells Kai Taylor's name. Could Kai's injuries force him to make new decisions about his future? Kai had discussed the prospect of injuries with Trina, but he never expected it to happen so soon. Nancy Lee Grahn of General Hospital gets nasty over Carrie Underwood. If there's one thing General Hospital viewers have learned about Nancy Lee Grahn over the years, it's that she isn't hesitant to share her thoughts with the world. General Hospital news: Nancy Lee Grahn gets nasty over Carrie Underwood. And she did it again when she learned that pop artist Carrie Underwood will be playing at Donald Trump's forthcoming inauguration. While many people were shocked that Carrie agreed to the performance, Nancy appears to be enraged by it. She believes that no one should be present on Donald Trump's big day. She wasn't shy about sharing her thoughts on the subject on Threads. As many General Hospital fans are already aware, Nancy Lee Grahn is boycotting X due to Elon Musk's affiliation with Donald Trump. But when it comes to Carrie, Nancy commented, "I hope Carrie Underwood is okay singing the same song over and over for all eternity as the headliner at the Inferno Club in Hell." In other words, it appears Nancy will never forgive Carrie Underwood for making this decision. In fact, it appears that any celebrity or performing artist who supports Donald Trump is outright forbidden in the soap star's book. However, unless someone in her family is a die-hard General Hospital fan, Carrie Underwood is unlikely to know who Nancy Lee Grahn is. General Hospital news: Nancy Lee Grahn is not a fan of Donald Trump. So far, Nancy Lee Grahn has made no additional statements about the situation, but we do know that she will not be watching the inauguration later this month. In addition, she will most likely never return to X. ABC broadcasts General Hospital on weekdays. Check the local listings for times. In the meantime, please share your ideas in the comments box below. Don't forget that Celebrating the Soaps has all of the newest news and gossip about your favorite celebs and members of the royal family. Port Charles has always been a city of secrets, alliances, and betrayals, a hotbed of power conflicts and personal vendettas. But even in a town accustomed to upheaval, Michael Corinthos' homecoming would be nothing short of shocking. Before the fall, a beloved son of Port Charles, Michael Corinthos was considered the embodiment of respectability, a rare man in the Corinthos family who combined integrity with the tenacity required to traverse his pedigree. Michael, the son of Sonny Corinthos, the town's unofficial ruler, and Carly Spencer, a force to be reckoned with in her own way, had long been a local favorite. He emanated the Courtemain family's charm and the Corinthos clan's tenacity, a one-of-a-kind combination that cemented his place in the neighborhood. However, Michael's near-fatal injuries from the penthouse explosion changed everything. It wasn't simply the physical scars or the agonizing healing period. It was the betrayal he felt when the individuals he trusted the most appeared to move on without him, leaving him to patch his life together alone. A history of survival. Michael had met death before and battled his way back to life. Years before, he had been caught in the crossfire of Sonny's hazardous world, with a sniper's bullet putting him in a coma for months. When he awoke, he was no longer the charming, eager youngster that the village remembered. Instead, he emerged as a gloomy, defiant adolescent determined to prove himself and follow in his father's footsteps. However, it appeared that those days were behind him. Michael had developed into a methodical thinker, a man who wielded his mind as a weapon. He knew how to strike where it hurt most. After Sonny killed AJ, Michael Courtemain did not retaliate violently. Instead, he gained custody of his younger sister, Avery, severing Sonny's ties to his family. Now, as Michael lay in the burn center, battling not only his injuries but also the rising darkness within, the question loomed: what kind of man would emerge from this experience? The burn center, where resentment festers. Michael's recuperation was difficult, both physically and mentally. Every torturous therapy session, every moment spent staring at the sterile hospital ceiling, allowed him to reflect on the life he had lost. News from Port Charles came in like poison rain, each discovery fueling his hatred. Willow Tate, his estranged wife, had restarted her relationship with Drew Kane, whom Michael had formerly regarded as a father figure. Drew had taken over Michael's responsibilities, caring for Wiley and Amelia as if they were his own. Meanwhile, Sasha Gilmore, who had once provided solace, had given birth to a kid that she now raises with Jason Morgan. Michael felt abandoned, with his identity torn away. Sonny had lost everything as a result of the explosion, which was triggered by his reckless lifestyle. And as his body healed, his mind began to form a new purpose: vengeance. The transformation. When Michael eventually left the burn center, he was unrecognizable. The previously friendly young man had been replaced by someone colder, sharper, and far more deadly. His apparent and invisible scars served as both survival badges and emblems of rebirth. The man who sought compromise and understanding was no longer among us. In his place stood a strategist, a man who had learned to hide his genuine objectives under a veneer of politeness. Michael Corinthos was ready to reclaim his life, but only on his terms, and at the price of those he blamed for his pain. Return to Port Charles. Michael's return to Port Charles was greeted with a mixture of relief and concern. Friends and relatives gathered to welcome him home, their grins tinged with remorse and unease. He did his job well, thanking everyone for their support and reassuring them that he was focused on moving forward. But, behind the surface, Michael was already putting his plans into motion. The new Michael, master of manipulation. Michael's initial objective was Drew Kane. To the outside world, Michael appeared to appreciate Drew's relationship with Willow, even thanking Drew for his part in his children's life. But behind closed doors, Michael began organizing events to create a schism between them. Willow's concerns grew as a result of subtle comments and deliberately leaked information about Drew's history. Tensions between the couple quickly escalated. The power play. Michael then shifted his attention to Sonny. His father's recent comments about leaving the mob only made the work simpler. Michael knew the organization thoroughly in and out, having spent years studying its inner workings. He started stealthily undermining Sonny's efforts, utilizing proxies and aliases to escape detection. Shipments were delayed, alliances were tested, and competing families were emboldened. By the time Sonny knew what was going on, his once-iron grip on the region had weakened. Jason and Sasha, collateral damage. Jason Morgan, Michael's longest mentor and best friend, was likely the most difficult target. Michael saw that a straight strike would be ineffective, so he focused on Sasha instead. Using information obtained during his recuperation, Michael discovered specifics about Sasha's challenges that may be exploited. He contrived a series of events to separate her from Jason, causing schisms that forced Jason to choose between loyalty to his protégé and his new family. The unraveling. As the weeks progressed into months, Michael's web of deception began to unravel. Relationships shattered, friendships dissolved, and the Corinthos family was on the verge of implosion. However, Michael underestimated his opponent's resilience. Sonny, Jason, and Drew were all experienced players in the game of power and betrayal. It wasn't long before they started piecing together the facts. The final confrontation. The climax occurred during a family meal at the Quartermain mansion when emotions escalated into a full-fledged confrontation. Accusations flew as Michael's actual motives were revealed. "Do you think you can steal everything I have and go away unscathed?" Michael hissed, his composure finally slipping. "You have no idea what I have gone through. What I have lost." Sonny's tone was calm yet forceful. "We have all lost something, Michael. But this? This is not who you are." Michael laughed bitterly. "You have no idea who I am anymore. Neither of you do." A new era for Port Charles. In the end, Michael's demise was his own arrogance. His meticulously crafted strategies failed, leaving him alienated and disillusioned. But in his failure, there was a glimmer of hope, a chance to rebuild, not as the youngster he once was, but as a man who had confronted his inner darkness and emerged stronger. Port Charles would never be the same. However, neither would Michael Corinthos. Sasha blasts Willow, Drew gets a reality check, and Carly is barred from seeing Michael. Tracy Quartermain reconnected with Lulu Spencer after her catastrophic trip to Prague. Lulu describes how great it felt to finally find and hold her kid. Charlotte Cassadine before her reunion was destroyed by a sniper bullet. Lulu describes how Dante Falconeri had followed her to Prague, jeopardizing the situation because she had pledged to come alone. After the sniper missed their shot, Valentine Cassadine grabbed Charlotte and fled. Lulu worries the two are much deeper underground. Tracy's feelings are wounded because Lulu abandoned the entire family for Christmas, and she can't help but make a few digs. Lulu requests for money so she can return to Prague in pursuit of her daughter. Tracy eventually informs her that if she has a credible lead, she will supply resources. General Hospital recap. Lucky Spencer suspicious. Meanwhile, Lucky Spencer is beginning to collect together information about Cyrus Renault. He attempted to make medical decisions for Lulu without the family's approval when she was in a coma, and he now appears to exude a deathly aura. Cyrus has been posing as a transformed man of God for the past year while working with the Redemption Center's outreach program. His territory appears to be General Hospital, where people are dying of digitalis overdoses. Lucky has a talk with Tanya Morris, one of the Redemption Center's managers, whom he runs into at the hospital. She praises Cyrus' efforts and the donations he has helped generate for the facility. Jocelyn Jax exits the hospital elevator, overhears this exchange, and leaps into it. She sits with Lucky and recounts her conversation with Felicia Scorpio the day before. Felicia now remembered Cyrus ringing the Christmas bell at Rice Plaza during the tree lighting ceremony, and how the bell stopped as Dex Heller was stabbed. The two discover they both think Cyrus is becoming a suspect. Nina Reeves tells Drew Quartermaine some hard truths. The confrontation between Nina Reeves and Drew Quartermaine has finally arrived. He bangs on Nina's door, and the conflict begins. He claims to be there to help her daughter, Willow Corinthos, after severely devastating her life. Nina comments that if Willow isn't ashamed yet for lowering herself to Drew's level, she will be soon. He lectures about honesty, and Nina wonders if she missed the part when he told Willow that he was having sex with her mother. Willow, after striking a custody agreement with Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer, goes to the boathouse to pick up her children, Wiley and Amelia. At exchange for custody, she permitted them to visit their father, Michael Corinthos, at General Hospital's burn unit. While getting the children ready to return to Nina's house, she has a heartbreaking chat with Wiley. She adds that Michael is in the hospital, which is why they cannot see him right now. As they prepare to depart, Sasha Corbin knocks on the door with a nanny and directs the children to the main Quartermaine house for handmade cookies. Sasha Gilmore lashes out at Willow Corinthos on General Hospital. Things quickly escalate when Willow reveals why she can take the kids and how Michael was used as a bargaining chip. Sasha, who is carrying Michael's kid, is appalled and attacks the phony holier-than-thou Willow. The two methodically itemize each other's lies and sins, making it difficult to believe they were once pals. I also don't understand how Sasha didn't drop the baby bomb on Willow. Despite Sonny, Carly, and Willow reaching a deal, Tracy refuses to let the children leave with Willow. Martin Gray arrives at the Quartermaines as Willow's attorney, demanding that Tracy hand over Wiley and Amelia, but it is fruitless. She refuses despite not having custody. Lucas Jones pays Elizabeth Baldwin a visit to inform her how he narrowly saved Michael from a digitalis overdose while in the burn unit. This pretty much establishes that someone is deliberately killing individuals with the medicine, but who could it be? As they debate the question, Lucky enters with the facts he discovered about Cyrus. He gets Liz and Lucas up to date, and they try to figure out why Cyrus would do it and how the connections connect. Carly is maintaining a vigil outside Michael's hospital room alongside Jason Morgan. She tells Jason how much Michael has always looked up to him, and they talk about possible treatments for him later, once he is no longer in danger. Dante and Sonny are at the chapel lamenting the family's recent tragedy when Nina barges in. She tells that Tracy refuses to hand over the children and that he must go and retrieve them. Felicia then comes, telling Carly and Jason that they must leave Michael's ICU immediately. It is evident that Tracy's intervention prompted Willow to use her power of attorney to have his parents released from the hospital. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.